they do not, they would no longer serve any purpose. So the devil started teaching them how to do evil, and we encounter demons in our daily lives because of them being taught by the devil, all this darkness. So if at all you are wondering where these demonic entities come from, now you have your answer. Demons are not fallen angels. Fallen angels are still trapped. They are still trapped, and there will be a time when they are going to be released. So if you thought that the demonic entities are fallen angels, they are not fallen angels. The fallen angels are still trapped. The devil, on the other hand, is a type of angel that also fallen, but he, on the other hand, it was not didn't get caught like the other angels. So I hope that you understand this dynamic about the demons or demon entities. They do exist, and they do the enemy's bidding, and they are those souls that were drowned during the time of the flood. That's the origin of the demons. Now angels, they do the bidding of God. They do God's bidding. They spend a lot of time in heaven with God, and there are different types of angels. There are different types of angels. You've got archangels, you've got scribes, you've got cherubs. There's quite a number of angels. So each category has a mission, be it in heaven or be it here on earth. But angels do God's bidding. Another name for angels is actually hosts. So when God is referred to as God of hosts, he's actually being referred to as God of angels. So that has dealt with the question about angels and demons. We are moving on to the question about aliens. Do aliens exist? Aliens they did appear back in the late 50s, early 60s, somewhere there. What was happening there? The enemy, the devil, was trying to implement something in the physical realm. You need to understand, friends, that the devil cannot operate in the physical realm. And the things that manifest on the physical realm that are of the devil, he actually gets humanity to do those things, be it unawares or a lot of the time not being aware. So these demonic entities, at any given time, they will create strongholds, and over time these strongholds, if they are well developed enough, they can actually, these demons can actually use these strongholds against humanity. That's why people go into a state of temporary insanity. You hear a person killing innocent people, like going into a church and shooting everyone in the church. Those things are situations whereby demons have entrenched themselves so deep that they are able to act through a human being. So, ordinarily, a demon cannot act in the physical realm. But with this scenario that happened in the early 60s or somewhere there, there were the devil tried to build a being and get that being to operate in the physical realm, and those beings were found dead. No one knows what happened to these beings, but there are angels that, and I'm talking about big angels, there were angels that were sent to deal with those beings that the enemy had created, and that's why they were found dead. So the enemy was trying to act or to exist in the physical realm. So that was one rule that couldn't be broken, and the Almighty had sent these huge beings to deal with the enemy. Okay, so in a word, do aliens exist? Aliens don't exist. There isn't life outside this realm as we exist here. There isn't life outside Earth like we exist here. The only other type of life that exists is in heaven. So aliens are not in existence. There isn't like a clever civilization outside this world. So I hope that will answer that question. Okay, let's move on to the question about time travel. Is time travel possible? If you read a scripture in 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 4, you will get the answer to that question. The scripture says, if you escape the corruption, and I'm paraphrasing, if you escape the corruption that is created by lust in this realm, you will be a partaker of the divine nature. Whose divine nature? The Almighty's divine nature. So you need to understand that the Almighty exists in a timeless realm. There's no time in God's environment. So if you are a partaker of the divine nature, you can also get to a point whereby you experience life, you experience things the way God experiences them. And that being the case, the time dynamic can also be altered, can get to a point whereby you can even get rid of it completely. So that's your answer right there about time travel. The future of the human race. If you read the book of Genesis, rather the book of Revelation, you will get a sense of what will happen to humanity at the end. Christ will come for the bride. Christ will come back for his church, and he will take his bride to the heavenly realm. There will be judgment. People are going to be called. Names are going to be called from a book. people are going to be judged on their deeds here in this realm, and there'll be yet another book, and this book is the Lamb's Book of Life. Those whose names appear in the book, they're gonna live in eternity with the Almighty, and those whose names don't appear are gonna be thrown into the bottomless pit of fire. So that's the fate, really, of the human race. Now the last question is one that I am asked about quite a lot. Why does God allow evil things to happen? You need to understand that God created everything perfect. Everything that God created was perfect. The problem was sin. When sin was introduced, it created corruption. This world fell. Sin introduced things ordinarily that wouldn't have happened. And let me give you an example. In the Garden of Eden, a lion and a sheep would walk alongside each other without the lion looking at the sheep and wanting to eat the sheep. It has to do with the fact that everything was created perfect. There were no flaws. There was no corruption whatsoever. So the same way right now, it's unfair for the lion to eat the sheep. It's unfair that God allows